fill you in. You know, we had given you an estimate around $750,000. That estimate was a verbal estimate that came from Daniel Coltrane, who's the current engineer on the Canoe project. He did not have a complete breakdown of everything. He just basically told me, well, we think it's around, I've kind of looked at it, it's around $23 a square foot, linear foot, I should say, to do this. Our engineers, which is required by the CDBG grant, to have a full-blown engineered report, which we have anyway, they provide it with a little different, and I talked a little bit about this. Some things that are in here, like engineering, we've already approved, that's in here, including that price. Inspection, now you have to show all the costs, but you'll look on the very back page, page 5 on the report, inspection and some of the legal costs. We believe a lot of that's in-kind work that we'll be able to handle and deal with. That will not be an additional cost, but we have to show that it is a cost to the city, but it will not be a cost on a bid. They do believe that possibly when you bid it, you can get competitive bidding down to $23 a square linear foot, but they want to be conservative, understanding that you want to show the true cost, because you obviously were trying to get as much money from the CDBG, and this is what the true cost will be, of about 1.4. Now, if you look at the resolution, we have to break this down. Visiting with finance and Deborah, we didn't want to put the Public Works Fund in any kind of jeopardy, so we were actually recommending to split that, excuse me, PWA fund at 553 and capital improvement fund at 550, about 1.1, understanding that we believe the inspection will be done in-house. I've already talked to our staff, we can manage that, it's not a big issue once the project begins. But understanding that's what the resolution, you understand that potentially it could be 1.1. You understand where the funds are going to come from, you dedicate those funds in those areas. So CDBG will see that and qualifies for the grant. The grant's due, got to get off the mill tomorrow. Clyde Morgan's here to do that for us, get this last bit of paperwork. But that's why you're seeing these numbers a little bit more inflated than when I first told you. I had a verbal from an engineer from Canoe. I did not have the full-blown breakdown, and our guys are a little more conservative. They want to make sure we get all the costs. We think even some of the right-of-way costs that are in here won't happen. We're trying to go down state and county right-of-way and try to avoid those issues. So we're hoping it won't be that much. And now sometimes costs are what they are. Just to kind of wrap it up. I mean, the resolution
is probably good that it is a little high. It will probably help us on the obtaining the grant.
Well, our engineers have written these reports before. They're familiar with them, and they said, yeah, it could potentially help. But there are true costs, true estimate costs. I mean, these aren't inflated. They're what they believe potentially could be involved with projects they've seen throughout the state. So I would hope that competitive bidding we could get it less than $30 a linear foot, and that's what engineer Coltrane told us as well. So
I would just say that in my line of work, if two engineers aren't close enough in their estimating by double, we've got some kind of a problem there. To me, I'm just shocked at the fact that we had a resolution that was obligating ourselves to $450,000, and at this time, we're asked to approve a resolution that's over double that. And I really, as a verbal, we don't have anything to, in this group for Canoe is designing the treatment plant and the infrastructure from the well fields. It kind of brings up a red flag to me that we got some issues. We haven't had anybody from Canoe come to council to give us any idea of what's going on, and I'm just saying that from a construction standpoint, and I do this on a regular basis, that is a lot of money to be differencing between two certified engineers. I would like to see something that was written down from this Coltrane guy originally and compare it to something that PEC is proposing. Because, Steve, I think we're down the line a long way on this, and we've got pretty much, we're obligated, and we need water. And, we scheduled this meeting last Wednesday, and we just received these packets 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, with these numbers on there, and I mean, you're asking, it's a lot of money, and I want to know, how come it increased? How come it doubled?
Okay, let me tell you exactly what happened. Well, if you'll compare the 750 to line item number 4, that's the comparison. 849 compared to 750, that's the comparison. Coltrane does not have a contract with the city of Clinton. He won't have a contract with the city of Clinton. He did not engineer the line. We had a meeting with our engineers. Our engineers are consulting him. He is an engineer that simply, he would like to do the line. I did not want him to do the line. Nothing against Mr. Coltrane, but I have assurance and understanding and feel comfortable with our engineers. He didn't give me a full report. Now, I expected his number to be somewhat in the ballpark. It is in the ballpark if you look at 23 compared to 30. I asked my engineers, could it be a 23? So competitive bidding? Absolutely. You could get $23 a linear foot for the pipeline. All he gave you was pipeline cost, which includes the pipeline and the installation of that pipeline. That did not include right-of-way clearing, mobilization, some of the things they were staking. He didn't provide any of that to me. I didn't know that would be an additional cost. You're absolutely correct. This is a large increase. You didn't get this probably because I failed to forward the email on from the hospital last Wednesday, Jason, to be honest with you, and I just didn't think about it. Wanted to get it to you today. It is what it is. If you do not want to accept this, you do not, and we can push the grant back, and we can see if we can get better costs and do it ourselves. And I don't know what that cost will be, and that's the jeopardy we put ourselves in. But I'll tell you the reason why they're out of line, these are true engineered report. They went through a tremendous amount. They've scaled it down. They do exactly what it's going to cost, they believe, in a ballpark realm. They wanted to try to give us conservative numbers so that we would look good in grant, but as well also not be surprised if, if it came in at $30 a square foot, weren't surprised, or linear foot would be surprised. That's why these numbers are inflated. You're not going to get, Daniel Coltrane's not going to provide you with a report unless you pay him for a report. He gave me a verbal, he gave it to me. My staff was in that meeting. He told me exactly, what's that line going to cost me? Do you have any idea? Can you give me an estimate? I said $1 million. He goes, $750, probably because about 5 miles line. It actually, it's a little bit more than 5 miles. My guys actually mapped it out. It's about 5.5 miles, not 5 miles. That adds to the length. So there's some things there that my people, our engineers, have found that Mr. Coltrane didn't do. And he wasn't going to go through all that because he's not hired by the city of Clinton. He is hired to build a RO facility for Canoe. If we've agreed to get that water and we take care of the line, I think we can do it better than having this gentleman design that line to Clinton Lake. I think it'd be better if we own that line. It's our water we're getting from that plant. And that's why I think we're at today. And that's why the numbers are inflated.
Well, I agree with that, Jason. I mean, this guy just gave an opinion. He didn't give an engineering report. That's the way I understood it. And there will be a lot of things that we're not going to have to do. I don't think we're going to have to acquire any right-of-way. I think we'll get a lot of that right-of-way from the Department of Transportation. And there's a number of things that we need to do on this. And as far as this being a commitment, this is a commitment if we get the CDBG grant.
Sure.
And if we don't apply for the CDBG grant today, we don't have a chance of getting it. And we do need to try to represent our people. We do need to try and get this CDBG grant. So, other question from the council?
This has to be approved today in order to get that grant.
Yes.
Yes.
It's due May 2nd.
In order
That's
to
the
be
law.
on
Let's do tomorrow.
We have to do this
Yes.
today.
Any other questions?
Will the Department of Transportation or the latest give that, all that right away to the city?
I think they'll allow us to. We believe they've been very, like example on the Whitehall facility, they allowed us to put the water line in their right of way. I mean, that's for utilities, and that's what we do. And I think they'll be more than generous to work with this one.
When we ran the line from Clinton Lake, Farm Rail charged us a minimal amount, and DOT might charge us a minimal amount, but as I recall, Farm Rail charges a minimal amount to run most of that line, most of our line from Clinton Lake to the city of Clinton is in Farm Rail right away. questions from the audience?
I just wanted to say, Stephen Jones and I were in on the meeting whenever Knut was here, when the other staff, and I went through my notes to try to find also, because they were talking about, what they're looking at for construction costs and what they're looking at for their facility. It was a general conversation where the engineer threw out a number. It was never an engineer. He never did prepare anything for us, and it didn't include all those other costs that were involved. That was just a number he threw out in that discussion the day we had that meeting. That's what we went with at that time.
Well, in council, and then we met a few weeks later, met with Clyde. The CDBG is developed really late in this game, which we're really excited about, this opportunity. We probably should have waited for the resolution, but I was thinking that, a conversation I had with our engineers, I think it'll be about $750 a day, could be, let me look at it, let me get some details, we have to put this together, we'll put it for you. I went ahead and brought the resolution on the last council meeting because I thought, I wanted to continue moving the process with CDBG, hoping that I didn't expect the numbers to be this high, but they are. And I think, I understand why they are, and I asked a lot of questions too, Jason. I think we should ask questions. I think your questions are very legitimate. I think their concerns are very worthwhile. Sometimes the numbers are what they are. And I think the reason is because we got an opinion, as Don said, compared to a full-blown report.
And the resolution is stating that these funds are available to be used for that purpose, not
No.
that we do have them on hand and available.
Any other?
No, I'm good. Yeah.
Great. Is there a motion to adopt resolution number 813A?
I'll make a motion, we adopt resolution number 8138.
Is there a second?
Councilman Lowry,
Aye. Yes.
Councilman Martinez, Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
and Councilman Rudolph.
Yes. I'm only doing this one time.
And Don actually mentioned to me before the meeting that we don't have vice mayor currently, and Lisa brought that attention to me, that it's on our agenda actually for you guys to appoint somebody. And it's in our chart that we do it every year. We're going to get that on. We were aware of that, and it was our plan to have it for this next meeting, so we will have it for you to decide. So in case it happens again, Jason or whoever gets it, you can run the meeting. Well, if you don't set to get it on time.
Anything else to do? Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn the meeting of the Clinton City Council.
I'll second it.
Councilman Huglen,
Yes.
Councilman Lowry,
Yes.
Councilman Martinez,
Yes.
Councilman Rudolph.
Yes.